All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Wednesday, December the 28th, 2022. Can you believe that we got 3 more days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that is it, man. We will be moving on to the new year. What is going on, man? And just like that, another year has passed. How crazy is that? Sorry about yesterday. Yesterday had a lot of stuff going on, and with my man Nick having a show on Tuesday, it got too late, and I didn't want to conflict with his show, so I just chose to take a back seat yesterday. But we back today, man. We are back today. Not a ton of stuff to talk about today, but some things that caught my attention. Some things caught my attention. What's up, Vish? What's going on, man? There are some things that caught my attention today, and I wanted to talk about them. But before we get started, not a big deal, but Jarrett Davis was signed by the practice squad, or signed off the practice squad by the New York Giants, which is crazy because we're trying to get into the playoffs, and they pretty much are in. All they got to do is win one more game, and we're going to talk about that as well. So Jarrett Davis, no longer a Detroit Lion. We cut him and then re-signed him on the practice squad as the season was beginning. And now the unguided missile plays for the New York Giants. So he left the Lions to go to the Jets, and now the Giants come pick him up off the practice squad. Giovanni, what's up, man? Regular listener, thanks for the updates. Hey, thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Want to give y'all an alternative, man, to what's out there. I don't ever think I'll go mainstream because I'm just not like that, man. People, it's not like that. It's not like that. I don't exist, which is the way I like it, because not existing means that you got to make them hear you, and that's what I'm good at. I'm good at making people hear me. So anyway, the Detroit Lions, man, we had our chance, man. And today is a new week. We got to move on to the Chicago Bears. We got to wipe the stench, wipe the filth of losing in the way we did to the Carolina Panthers. And I'm not going to lie, man, it's because of what that game had at stake. It's tougher than I thought it was going to be. I really did. Wednesday starts the new league week, and we got 2 weeks left. And it's tougher than I thought it was to shake the Carolina game. It really is. And I made a segment a couple days ago that I never released. What's up, Macho? What's going on, man? I made a segment the other day that I never released, and that is about the Lions, man, and how this season plays out. And it's going to be tough, man. I'm not going to lie, because y'all know that, man. I hate losing. Losing is not something I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the good in losing. I don't see the upside in losing. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to not make the playoffs. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Mackenzie, what's up, man? It says, bro, if playoffs are on the line week 18, they can make up for it by beating Aaron Rodgers. What's up, Von D? What's going on, my friend? And that's facts, Mackenzie. But it comes with some more stuff, bro. Like, today is when it really sunk in that how big the Carolina game was. And I think that's why it's tough to let go. It's tough to let go. And I know we have to. I know as players, they have to. I know Dan Campbell in his press conference said yesterday that these guys are going to come out ready. Like, if you watch, I'm talking about me not getting over it, right? I don't think Dan Campbell is over them losing. I really believe that Dan Campbell is not over the Lions losing. If you watch his press conferences, he's not over it. His demeanor is different. His attitude is different. You know what I'm saying? And he's like your dad not being in the mood. Like, to stay away from dad, or to stay away from mom. You like mom being a little chippy today, I'm going to go this way. I'm not going to push her buttons or push his buttons today. They blew it, man. They blew a huge opportunity, and it stings. It really does, because at that point, the Detroit Lions were in control. They were in control, and now they're not at all. At all. They have to do what they need to do. But here's the scenario, though. The Detroit Lions blew a huge opportunity, and it's hard to get past because of what was on the line. Every team lost that we needed to lose except the Packers. And the Packers, if the Packers win out and we don't make it and they do, I'm going to be furious. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, right? So the Lions, they blew an opportunity and it stings. And you can tell, man, Dan Campbell is not, you could tell, man, the team was vibing during his winning streak. Even when they lost to the Buffalo Bills, this was a different type of loss. Like, we lost by 3. You could say that clock management, decision-making is why we lost to the Buffalo Bills. And, you know, of course, they're the Buffalo Bills. But the Carolina Panthers was like, it was like Rocky going to fight the Clubber Lang. Clubber was training and hungry. That's exactly what it was. The Carolina Panthers was Clubber Lang, and we was Rocky, famous, rich Rocky, living in a mansion. That's what we were. And the Carolina Panthers Clubber Langed us, 100%. What's your prediction for the fight? Prediction? Yeah, prediction. Pain. That's what it was. Second round knockout, we was done, right? But this loss hurts because now the Detroit Lions, no matter what, they have to win, but it doesn't matter. In this sense, if the Lions win, that's still not enough. When the Lions winning is still not enough. Okay? We've gone over these scenarios. And right now, it's coming down to this. The Green Bay Packers, us, the Washington Commanders, the Seattle Seahawks, and the New York Giants. If the New York Giants win this weekend, number 6, that spot is gone. It's off the table. Off the table. If that happens, we're going to go into week 18 with this situation. If the Commanders lose, they have to lose at least one. We have to win out. So let's say that the Giants win, they clinch. And then I'm hearing that, the Eagles might rest their starters. Can Baker Mayfield and the Rams do what they did to the Denver Broncos? And that's going to be another segment. We're going to talk about that too. But the Lions, we have to have these things happen. We have to win 2 games. We have to have the Seahawks and Commanders lose 1. An ideal situation, and some of y'all got to read, man, I know I mistype and stuff. Some of y'all got to read and listen to the words that's coming out of my mouth. When I make these posts and stuff, a lot of it, y'all don't even read the post. In the comment section, put it up. I'm like, if you read what I typed, then you would understand what I was trying to say. The Detroit Lions are no longer in control of their own destiny. They have to win. 9-8 minimum. Green Bay has to lose to Minnesota to make them a done deal. We have to have both of these teams lose. Look at what has to happen. We got to win. We got to have two teams lose at least one. It would be lovely to have the Green Bay Packers put out of the playoff contention, and then I would love for it to come down to week 18. Seattle wins 2, we're done. Washington wins 2, we're done. The Giants win 1, they got the 6th seed locked up, which means that week 18, assuming the Commanders win, assuming the Seattle Seahawks win, and assuming we win against the Chicago Bears, we go into week 18 with this. And if the Green Bay Packers, you know what? Let's have some fun with it. Let's have some fun with it. The Green Bay Packers win against the Minnesota Vikings, which is what I think is going to happen. Okay? If that happens, one of these 4 teams get the 7th seed. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions, potentially. Those are the last 2 teams looking forward. If Seattle wins and Seattle goes 9-8, it's going to be a crazy week 18 with potentially 4 teams making the last spot. So not only do the Detroit Lions need to take care of business this Sunday, last home game, Justin Fields. We need a Jets win. We need a Browns win. And a Minnesota Vikings win would be fantastic. And let's sprinkle in a Colts win. Hey, why not? Last week, everything that happened, that needed to happen, happened, and we blew it. So, you know what? This week, I'm going to say everything can happen too. The Colts, Maybe they get some soul from somewhere and they upset the Giants. I don't know. The Giants are the least of our concern, though. They really are. They would have to lose. If they win one, it's over. So that loss is painful. And I think that Dan Campbell, if you look at Dan Campbell, if you listen to the press conferences, you can tell how much it meant because they were talking about the future. They were talking about playoffs. Maybe that's why they got in this situation. Like today, Dan Campbell was asked about the, playoffs, and he was like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about Chicago. Like, that's it. We win, everything will take care of itself. The Lions are in that situation right now. Everything will take care of itself, right? So expect some changes week 18. It's very possible they can move us to 425. They really could. Or they can keep us at 1, and then they put the Commanders at 425. Something like that. That's probably what they'll do. We'll stay at 1. They'll put those teams, because if those teams lose, we're in. If they put the Commanders first, then we come out there and we might not be playing for anything. So we'll stay at 1 o'clock. The Commanders might be at 425, and because they want to draw out that suspense. And then the last game of the season will be, like you guys said before, the Jags and Titans, because the winner of that game takes the division, no matter what happens this weekend. How crazy is that? So it stings, y'all. It stings because now we need, and you think back to the losses. You think back to Seattle. You think back to the first Minnesota Viking game we let get away. You think back to falling short against the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? If we wouldn't have beat, and you think back to the tie, and y'all remember how livid I was after week 13 or whatever it was when these two teams tied. I was livid, bro, because I knew that it was so detrimental to us. Because had they not, let's say the Giants won, the Commanders wouldn't even be an issue. If the Giants would have won that game, the Commanders would be sitting at what? 7-8 or something right now, because they're 7-1. So now we got the same record. We beat them. We would have had the tiebreaker. But now Seattle's sitting there. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, it's going to be tough, y'all, but the Lions do not control their own destiny. Winning out means nothing if one of these teams don't lose one game. Both of these teams have to lose one game. Seattle wins 2, they go. Washington wins 2, they go. And don't forget about those pesky Packers that we might be playing for nothing. Like I said the other day, it's going to be everything or nothing in Week 18. All right, what's up, y'all? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Yeah, it was a huge loss. I want to ask you about Chase Lucas. I don't know what's going on with Chase Lucas. See the new Lions creators making videos saying there was a fight. Coaches, I did see that. And funny thing is, Mr. Poole, I was about to hit you up and see. It would have been better if we beat Carolina and lost to Green Bay. Yeah, you know what, Mackenzie, I think we in a lose-lose situation regardless. Lose-lose regardless. So what happened to, okay, he's on IR, season probably done. Yeah, speaking of season probably done, Quintez Cephas, bro. He's done. And listen. It's going to be a crazy offseason, y'all. Crazy offseason. How crazy is this? I know it's not about the Lions, but trust me, Lions videos are going to be made about this topic. Derek Carr was benched today, and it came through, I want to say Bleacher Report, that his benching was likely to secure him being healthy to be traded. Now, how crazy is that? The year after they traded for Devontae Adams, his college wide receiver, Derek Carr, after that performance last weekend, has found himself potentially traded. He just signed a deal not too long ago. So, yeah, well, Mr. Poole, I heard it was, he didn't say fight. He said it was an argument. He didn't say, he didn't say it was I don't think he said it was a fight. What's up, gang? Praying Packers lose their next because I cannot deal with the ref ball that could go down in Week 18. Hey, Sandy, that's facts. That's facts. A perfect weekend would be us winning, Packers losing, Giants losing, Commanders losing, Seattle Seahawks losing. That's a perfect week. If that happens, all the Lions need to do is win in week 18. If that happens, bro, all they need to do is win. That's it. If that does not happen, if let's say they win and the rest of that stuff doesn't happen, okay, week 18, we would need to beat the Packers. We would need the Washington Commanders to lose to the Dallas Cowboys and for the Rams to pull up and upset. Now, here is another thing. I did a video about this last week, and you might think it's the same video, but it's not. It's not. I did a video before the Panthers game when we had a chance and maybe we thought we were going to win that game and it might be a little different. But y'all got to make a decision. And we had it before. Most of my people that have been in here before, I know what y'all going to say. But you got to make a decision. And you can't go back on your decision. A lot of situations on this YouTube platform, man, of nothing but wishy-washies, man. They ride whatever's hot. They latch on to whoever they can give them a good name, and they swing from the Tarzans. That's what they do. I mean, they latch on to them, and they suckle. That's what they do. But I ain't one of them guys. I'm going to keep it a buck regardless, and I want you to do the same thing. Don't be like your favorite creator, wishy-washy, man. All right? I need y'all to make a decision. The Detroit Lions need to win 2 games to be into the playoffs. And that's right, I'm still talking playoffs. I'm not going to back down. I've been talking about it since before the season. Why else do we watch, right? Playoffs, period. That's it. Lions need to win. Now, let's have a game. Would you like to play a game? Here's the game. The game is this. Every team wins this weekend. Lions, Commanders, Seattle Seahawks, and those pesky Packers. Every team wins. Goes down to week 18. Down to week 18. You need to win. The Detroit Lions need to handle business. That puts out those pesky Packers. If Minnesota beats them, they're done. Now, it comes down to the Commanders, Cowboys. Are the Cowboys going to be playing their starters? Are they? The division is still up for grabs, so a lot can happen this Sunday. Eagles lose, Cowboys win. I think they're playing for the division in week 18. I'm not certain, but if they're playing for the division, then they're also playing for the number 1 seed, right? 4 teams in contention, I want to say, for the number 1 seed. But let's bring it back to our team. The Detroit Lions need to go 9-8. And you need the LA Rams to beat the Seattle Seahawks. But wait, the LA Rams, we have their draft pick. Right now, it's sitting at number 7. Who are you going to root for? Are you going to root for a draft pick? Or are you going to root for the playoffs? Now, like I said, I made a video last week. But that video had a whole different tone. Because we had room for leeway. Now we don't. At all. We have none. And we just might need the Rams' help. If the New York Jets, who Mike White is returning, cannot beat the Seattle Seahawks, and let's not get it twisted, the Jets ain't going to lie down. They need a miracle. They need what we need to make it into the playoffs. So they're going to give it all they have to beat the Seattle Seahawks, who are on a 4-game losing streak right now. Which one you taking? Nate says playoffs. Lion King says playoffs. KD says forget the pick. Forget the pick. Beat Seattle. How about the rest of y'all? What we doing? Right? Now, I knew most of y'all was going to pick playoffs because I know what kind of crowd we have in here. But some people are going to say pick. Right now, the Rams pick at 7. Now, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see, no matter what happens this weekend with the Rams, I would love to see Baker Mayfield trying to get a job as a starter, right? That's what he's trying to do. I would love to see him lay it all on the line and on the road beat the Seattle Seahawks and help us get in. I would love to see that. But I need you to decide, viewer, which one do you want? Again, we have the 7th pick via the Rams. That pick could possibly fall out the top 10. I don't know. Everybody you wanted, Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, probably are unattainable from without trading up or something. Lions are going to need the Rams' help, most likely. Now, if the New York Jets beat the Seattle Seahawks, then we won't need their help. And you can have your cake and eat it too, like you did last year. However, if they beat the New York Jets, then we're going to need the Rams' help. That's it. We are going to need the Rams' help. Solo says, I'm rooting for Mayfield. Isn't it ironic that Stafford goes off, gets his ring? Some people were rooting for Stafford. It wasn't the Rams, it was Stafford. Then you had the Detroit Rams, folks. And now we might need their help again. We might have to root for them again. We might have to. And for me, I'm taking the playoffs all day. Y'all know how I feel about that. So let me know, playoffs or pick, because if the Seattle Seahawks lose to the New York Jets or beat the New York Jets, the Detroit Lions will need the Dallas Cowboys' help. They will need the LA Rams' help. And they will have to handle their own business against the Packers. That's going to be week 18, I'm telling you, is going to be a madhouse, an absolute madhouse. But it all starts this weekend. 2 scenarios. Well, it's more than that, but 2. Every team loses but the Lions. We win week 18. If every team loses but the Lions, Green Bay's done. We win, we're in. We get the 7th spot. It hurts so bad, y'all, because we could have claimed a playoff spot with the win last week, and a win. I had to take a moment because it just sunk in. The Lions would have beat the Panthers. Every single team lost except the Packers. Do you know that the Lions, all they had to do was win? If the Lions would have beat the Panthers and been 8-8, all the Lions had to do was win. I'm sorry, 8-7. That's it. That is it. Lions could have clinched with a win. I think in a few of the losses, I'm not sure. I don't forgot, but it still hurts. So let me know. Pick or playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be tough, y'all. It's going to be tough, and like, I know we got 4 games before the game, man, 4 days, and I am nervous. But I would much rather have this feeling than what we had last year. You know what I mean? Like, we had 2 wins or something like that. We were going on. Right now, I think we're sitting at 2 wins. We were like 2-12-1 at this point. Something like that. Lions says Panthers field was ice green. What's up, Vash? What's going on, man? We be in a position to lock down a playoff spot this week. Yep. Jets can go to the playoffs if they win out and Miami loses. Well, Tua may be done. And I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is it. We can still get Brian Breeze or Miles Murphy at 7, so I'm picking playoffs. But see, here's the thing. Hot take. If they win, that's going to push that down even more. So they won't be picking at 7 anymore, most likely. Head coaching changes. Derek Carr. Man, listen. It's going to be some shakeup this year in the National Football League. It's not going to be as much as last year. I think last year we had a record 9 vacancies. It was either last year. Yeah, last year we had 9 vacancies. It won't be that many this year. I think maybe 5 or 6 tops. I think McDaniels or the Raiders coach, the Carolina Panther job is open. The Denver Broncos job is open. Oh, trust me, Derek Carr will come up. I already know that. And I'm telling you what, so is Jared Goff. Jared Goff is coming up, and I guarantee you that we talked about this earlier this week, that the Detroit Lions are getting calls on Jared Goff. I guarantee you that. It would not surprise me one bit if the Detroit Lions are getting calls on Jared Goff. At least a quarter of the league. Nobody has told me this. It's pure speculation because Derek Carr is most likely going to be traded. I think Cliff Kingsbury will get fired. Lions, they just extended him, but very possible. Vash says he had a great season. I'm very proud of that young man. See, here's the thing, Vash. You put him in the right system, and he'll do great. So, trust me. Jared Goff is, but Derek Carr, bro, that's what a fall that is. What a fall. Got him one of the best receivers in football, and still nothing. Can't do anything. So, if you're just now joining us, we talked about couple things, man. How the loss still hurts. What the Lions needs to do to get into the playoffs, and that they cannot win out and get in. They need a ton of help. And this is something else I wanted to talk about as well, that I think we need to. So the Detroit Lions are going to wear their throwback uniforms against the Bears. Now, I don't know if those are the gray boys with the gray helmet and no numbers on it or logo, or if it's the Barry Sanders era of that time. But we have to talk about something that we talked about earlier this week. Dan Campbell, let me do this first. Oh, there we go. The Detroit Lions run game is stagnant, and I like the kid. I do, man, but the 2020 draft class of running backs in that first round and second round where DeAndre Swift was taken is a bit suspect. I did see something on Twitter after the loss on Sunday. The Raiders are in shambles. Just found out that Derek Carr, I was going to call him Jared Carr, Derek Carr is most likely to be traded. That's why he was benched. And if anybody saw Josh Jacobs' reaction after the game, he ready to go. Now, for those of you who don't know, they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. They did not pick it up. This man is playing and is a free agent next year. And in my opinion, he is one of the top running backs coming out. Saquon Barkley would be number one. The Detroit Lions, should they try to go after Josh Jacobs? Now, I'm going to tell you what that means. That means that one of these running backs, one we really, really might like, will not be on this team. That's what that means. Right? It ain't going to be Craig Reynolds. That's not what I'm talking about. It ain't going to be Justin Jackson. That's not what I'm talking about. Either Swift or Jamal Williams is gone. Now, which one are you guys taking? Are you taking Josh or are you taking which one are you getting rid of? That is a question right there. You have to choose between Jamal, heart of the team Williams, and DeAndre Swift. Which two would you rather have? Lions Mania says Swift. Hatter's House says both are gone. Now, that is a bold statement. Okay, so Swift is still under contract. Jamal is not. We would have to cut or trade DeAndre Swift. Now, I don't want that to happen at all. At all. Swaggy says get rid of both of them. Mellow Mo says get rid if we get Jacobs by Swift. Cut Jamal, find a draft pick. Well, Hatter's House, Jamal is a free agent, bro. He's a free agent, so we have to re-sign him. DeAndre Swift is still on the team. Now, that is a tough question. But just like I put y'all on the spot, I'm going to put myself on the spot. We're specifically talking about if you had to have a two-man tandem and Josh Jacobs comes to the team. First of all, would you want the Detroit Lions to go after Josh Jacobs? Now, this is a tough one because I think Jamal and Josh are a lot alike. A lot alike. So we don't have, but man, I think I got to take Josh. Tony Pollard is a free agent as well. I would love to sign. That's what Swaggy says. Yeah, but you got to pay him big money. Well, listen, Lions are in the wheelhouse for a big free agent. And if you look at the free agent pool, there's not a ton of them. We're not getting Saquon Barkley. He's not coming here. He's not coming here. So you can go ahead and pack that up. Saquon Barkley is not coming to Detroit. There's no way, no how. Tony Pollard, could he be the more affordable option over Josh? I can see them trading Swift, re-signing Jamal for 2 years, and draft a running back. Well, that's also a very good point, Hatter's House, because I know a lot of you guys like this Robinson kid. I know a lot of y'all do. But my thing is this. Do we want to spend a draft pick on a running back? Because we did that with Swift. And now, Swift, we're having a conversation about whether or not he stays on this team. So, that's a tough one for me. Mello says, too much money for Jacobs. I love to have him, but I think he will cost too much. Okay. So you're saying that Tony Pollard is more affordable. And I'm going to say this. Derwin says, this is the biggest game of the season, bro. We need a real running back. Yes, I hope they do something wrong with Swift. Meaning something's wrong with Swift. I would take that, man. Man, Saquon Barkley is not. If we sign Saquon Barkley, that's it. That's it. Now Saquon Barkley potentially behind this offensive line, I couldn't even imagine him. Man, you can see the Barry Sanders comparisons already. Saquon Barkley is 26 years old. I think by the time he takes the field, he'll be 27. I'm not sure. Brad Holmes don't seem like that type of guy. That's a Matt Patricia type move. I think that Pollard or Jacobs will be the better option. But the question I have for you, the viewer, you have to pick three. One has to go. DeAndre Swift is under contract for 1 more year. Jamal Williams has to be resigned. And Josh Jacobs wants to get out of Vegas and is a free agent. Which two are you keeping? Swift, Williams, and Jacobs. You got to keep 2. I'm telling y'all, man, DeAndre Swift don't seem like the same kid. He just doesn't. 406 says trade Swift. Vash says re-sign Jamal. Barkley will sign somewhere where he can win. Now listen. I think Barkley is signed here. I think Saquon Barkley was signed here. We beat his team. That's why I don't understand why y'all want to lose. We're not going to attract nobody. Playmakers are not going to, even if we had the money, playmakers are not going to want to come to this team. Yeah, we like a clean chat, guys. Playmakers are not going to want to come to this team. Listen. The Las Vegas Raiders, they got Jacobs. They got Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in the game. And Jacobs went out of Dodge. He wants to be gone. Right? So, y'all tell me. Gaddy, what you miss? Lions can't winning. They have to win, but they need a lot of help just to make the playoffs. Who would you take between, you got to pick two out of Swift, Williams, and Jacobs. Jacobs wants out of Vegas, and it looks like he will not resign. We need an angry running back. Derwin, we ain't had one of them in a minute. If Barkley wants to extend his career, Detroit Lion better brighten his eye. Okay, y'all gotta remember now. Y'all gotta remember Saquon Barkley, rookie contract. He might even stay in I think he's gonna be the biggest free agent this offseason. And the team that gets him is gonna splash, I'm telling you. That might be the Russell Wilson type trade or type move. He's gonna be a free agent, so you don't have to give up any capital. You're gonna have to pay the man. I don't think that Brad Holmes, he seems cheap to me. He seems like the father, Terry Crews from Everybody Hates Chris. There's nothing that I've seen from Brad Holmes that would make me believe that Saquon Barkley is an option for the Detroit Lions. Look at Brad Holmes' history, y'all. Do we have a Saquon? Has he made a Saquon Barkley move? Nate says maybe Brad shocks us this year. That's also a contingency. I do not see that happening. The amount of money, the splash, that's a play. That's something Matt Patricia would have done. Now, the thing is, what do you do with Swift? Swift last year rookie deal. Swift is not as much capital as y'all think. Swift does not have as much capital as you think. Just like we've seen his body of work, so have the NFL. I think that DeAndre Swift is on his way to being Amir Abdullah Oblongata. I truly believe that, bro. He's got more talent than Kerryon. His work ethic is different. I think Kerryon is no longer in the league because of his work ethic. I think Swift stays in the league. I think he goes somewhere and you see him like you do Kerryon Johnson. Amir Abdullah Oblongata. I really do. Remember Amir? We drafted him. I want to say it was early in the draft too. And every time you turn around, Amir's still in the league. He's still in the league. He's with the Raiders now. He's been with a ton of teams. And I like the kid, but he didn't have it. He didn't have it. To be fair, he hasn't had Saquon money. Who is he? Swift? And neither should he. If you could take the first 3 games, DeAndre Swift, and just take that, man. Swift was a dog. He was a dog, but what you see is he regressed, and I think for Swift is mental. My dream back, is Robinson. We were just talking about him. And should the Lions take him? Now, listen. There's a possibility that all we do is re-sign Jamal. That's it. So like he says, we need big back. We need a big back. I'm tired of these scat backs. Well, Jamal is that big back, but Jamal doesn't have that breakaway capability. Josh Jacobs got through that line a couple weeks ago in that overtime game against the Seattle Seahawks and was gone. He was gone. I agree the Giants are out of luck with Barkley. I don't even know what their cap situation is looking like, but that's another thing. I know I really, really criticized Brad Holmes and his free agency. But listen, he saw something I didn't. I didn't necessarily want him to get Allen Robinson. I was more of a safety guy, and when everybody was signed, I wanted Matthew. And when Marcus Williams and Bates and all them guys was off the table, I was like, and that's another thing, guys. I want to say the Cincinnati Bengals franchise tagged Jesse Bates. We might get him. We might try and get him. And if we do that, If we do that, listen, Brad Holmes is thrifty. And I just do not see, even if it's Jacobs, man, I don't see that. What I see is Swift is on the team, re-sign Jamal, maybe draft a running back, which would suck because we need some defense. Like, that would be horrible to me. We don't have a 4th-round pick. What if Brad Holmes trades the Detroit Lions pick away? What if he does that? Come on, Derwin. You know we like a clean chat, bro. Deshaun Elliott is solid. Should we keep him? I think it depends on the money. He is solid. He has been a huge asset. No, you don't have to do him like that. You don't have to time him out, man. You don't got to do that. He just repeat offenses, time people out. This guy, if Brad Holmes trades our pick for more capital and then takes a running back, then maybe I see something. Nolan says, I 100% trust Holmes no matter what. We need to trust Holmes and draft the talent we need. Well, we don't have no choice. We don't have a choice, Mellow Mo. Nolan, we don't have a choice. We have to trust him. We do. But I tell you what, this is the year that I think he's going to be tested. I really do. I think last year was a lot of flash. It was, but look at how them dudes are panning out. I think this year, a legit playmaker is a free agent at safety. A legit playmaker is a free agent at running back. It's going to be a couple of them. What is the Detroit Lions going to do? Brad Holmes, if that playmaker is a free agent, I think he makes a move. Since we want to trust him, we got to trust that he going to get the best. He going to make the right move, right? Because that's what we're trusting. Cam Akers probably being cut for cap space. Patty, you know what? I can see that. While we talking about the big names, I can see Cam Akers. And I truly believe that if they would have cut Cam Akers, well, at that time, the Lions were like the first pick. We're talking around, I think it was a little later when that stuff was going on with Cam Akers. Derrick Henry, doubtful. The Titans have fallen off a cliff. Jeez Louise. The Tennessee Titans have fallen. Derrick Henry, doubtful for tomorrow night. Yeesh. Well, the good news is they'll have a 10-game break, and he'll be able to finish the season. Vision says, do you think Brad will sign Chark again? Mr. Poole says no. Mr. Poole says, oh, no, he's on my fantasy. Dang, bro. Well, you better get a running back, man. You got time. You got time. Your boy is in the fantasy championship, y'all. My first time. I've been playing fantasy. This is my 3rd year. Yeah, granted, it was a 6-man league, but, hey, I almost got put out. If Justin Herbert throws a little bit more, but if you was Austin Eckler, then good for you. If your team had him, fantastic. Yes, both teams. Week 18 is a win to get in no matter what for Tennessee anyway. So, yeah, it's also a win to get in for the Jacksonville Jaguars. One team could be 7-9, and one team could be 8-8, and I think the winner goes to the playoffs, wins the AFC South. Jared Goff is my Lord and Savior in fantasy. Yeah, man. And listen, I would pick him up. I got Patrick Mahomes, so I don't really need him. But sometimes Patrick be laying duds. Will we have beat Carolina if we played Jameson Williams? Well, he did play. He took 11 snaps, somewhere around there. 11 snaps. I have Swift and Kamara as backups. Mr. Poole, decisions. Me, I'm throwing the kitchen sink at him. I could have Swift I could have a running back as like a flex player. So I might just throw the kitchen sink. I mean, this is it. The projected points have me winning, but I don't know how. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are playing a really horrible team. So I think that might give me the chance. Wow, Mark Orm just did a video. Ironically, the future of Detroit Lions running back DeAndre Swift. How ironic is that? Great minds think alike, I guess. So I'm throwing the kitchen sink. Yeah, doubtful is leaning toward not playing. Should I put T. Higgins in his flex? Who are they playing? Man, look, you got me talking like I'm the fantasy guru. Fantasy is quite fun, though. Quite fun. Okay, so I saw that there are reports, not reports, but reports by reporters or something, whatever it was, just some talk that Jameson Williams tweaked his knee. Listen, y'all. I don't know if y'all know how injuries work, but your body is very, very capable. Very capable. And I don't know if that's reality, that Jameson Williams tweaked his knee. I didn't see any limping. I didn't see any trainers on him. I didn't see anything like that. Now let's have a segment, man. We're having discussions in the chat. It's not really a discussion, more like a topic. I've been seeing around the YouTube pages that Jameson Williams, the 12th overall pick in the 2021 draft, may have tweaked his ankle, or I'm sorry, his knee, and that's why he's not playing. And I don't know if I believe that. J-Mo is fine, says the chat. J-Mo is good. I don't think that that's how it works. You know what I mean? Like, if you've broken a bone, I broke my left ankle many, many years ago, 14 years ago. Playing basketball, jumped up. The guy undercut me. I landed. My body was horizontal, like Superman. Wham! On my ankle. I still get pain. I get pain when it's cold. That is a real thing. But your body is perfectly capable of healing itself properly. Sometimes you can get an injury and your body comes back stronger than it was before. Now, again, I know that we are in the media of, we need stories. J-Mo is a hot story. But is Jameson Williams sort of hurt? Is he kind of hurt? Did he tweak something? I don't know. I don't know if we have anything to base that off of. He looked perfectly fine. He seems frustrated. I don't know if he would be as hot as he was if his knee was tweaked. So he had a torn ACL, then he tweaked his repaired torn ACL. Zay says he was at practice today, so he's healthy. That's what I'm saying. I feel like us as creators, we really have to try our best to verify something before we put it out. Because J-Mo is a hot topic, very click-worthy. Sometimes he can be clickbaity, right? But Jameson Williams, from what I just see, he didn't tweak. He's not tweaked. Dan Campbell said in his press conference on Monday, when asked by reporters, Jameson Williams wants more snaps. Dan Campbell said, we'll get him more snaps. We'll get him more snaps. Is that the case if he tweaked something? If Jameson Williams tweaked anything, you will not see him. The future is too bright. He's not going to be on the field. Because that's the age we live in. Breaking news, J-Mo didn't get the right drink at Starbucks. But I think we got to, and I tell all y'all that, man, research anything you hear. I just, like, okay, as a creator, there are some stories I get or things that I hear, and I have to research them to death before I make a video about them. Because I don't want to be the guy that's putting out clickbaity misinformation. If I make a mistake, fine. But sometimes you have to dial it back. You might have a story. You might see a story. I mean, obviously, I got a source with a source. That's the best I got. I don't have any connections to the team. I have none of that. I got Dave Burkett, his stuff. I got these guys' stuff. Flip it in my own words, relay the information to y'all because that's what y'all like, and we keep it moving. But if it's something that I see that's a wee bit, like, man, I got to make sure, but anything, I got to make sure that it's verified by people upon people upon people. Woody says Campbell would have mentioned his tweak if it happened. Yeah, not only that, fans would have him on a platter. I can see it now. Off with his head. They'll be ready to take Dan Campbell his head off if Jameson Williams was hurt. Swaggy says, I truly do believe J-Mo going to be a major threat to opposing defenses for a long time, and Saint going to be fun for the city of Detroit. Now listen, I think that Jameson Williams, obviously the best is yet to come, and the guy's only been back for 4 games, so he got to get his feet under him. The connection with Jared Goff is not there. You can see it, and I think that will come. And this is why he had to play this year. If healthy, when he was healthy, he had to play. Because the offseason, Jared Goff going to take these boys to L.A., and they're going to throw some passes. But ain't nothing like that in-game experience with a corner that's trying to jam you, pulling at you, tugging at you, not your own teammates, not that stuff. Jameson ain't had that in almost a year. So it's important that he get those reps. And I think it's still important. And if we got any shot at the playoffs, man, he got to be a part of that. So the Jameson Williams, is he hurt? Is he tweaked? Meaning, is his knee tweaked? I don't know. I strongly believe that he's not, and that's based off Dan Campbell's words on Monday, the fact that he was at practice today, which is Wednesday. You can't always believe everything that you read or see. Jameson Williams is just fine. We should see more of him on Sunday versus the Chicago Bears. But I'm telling you what, guys, it is going to be a huge offseason. People start some BS drama calling bull. Frog crop. What's up, big dog? I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. And when I say a minute, I'm talking about like an extended minute. That's crazy. What's up, man? I also heard rumors coaching were fighting on the plane. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. And I felt bad for him because I was in the comment section. I watch him. And I was in the comment section, and he was getting ripped to shreds. They were ripping him up in the comment section. And, I'm not saying that he's not built for this. But when you on the internet, bro, you got to be, like, somebody called me immature the other day because they were like, I really like your channel, but I have a hard time listening to you because of something I said about Jameson Williams. I'm like, do you listen to the stuff that I say? Do you listen to the video? I said everything that he had a problem with, I said in the video. Like, I don't understand why people just can't open their ears, take some time. Our world goes by so fast that sometimes we start thinking before we finish. I saw something the other day about how people need to slow down, listen more, talk less, right? And I try to make that something that I do. How you developing thoughts as people are talking? You're not giving them your attention. You're trying to rebuttal. You're thinking of a rebuttal as they're talking. I know everybody know that guy. A person that always got to talk, that you can see in their face that they want to talk while you're talking. JB says, everyone going to be expecting Fields to run wild on us. He is exactly why they're going to pass it all day against us. Well, that could be true, JB, but who he got to throw to? The Lions should not lose this game. They really shouldn't. Last time we came off a loss, we handled business. That's what they need to do. Woody says I'm guilty of that. I think we all have done that. But everybody know that one person that just, you can see they always trying to jump in. The first time you pause, they jump in. That's what I want to be as a better listener coming up. Just, in life, period. But if you're just now joining us as we wrap up the show, man, we talked about a lot. Not a heavy news day. We basically talked about, man, Quintez Cephas on the IR. We didn't really talk about that much. Do you want the Rams to win for pick or playoffs? Pick or playoffs. Yeah, Derwin, you coming out of timeout, man. Y'all don't have to time out people for first offenses. If they keep doing it after you've asked them to stop, then you can time them out. Then after that, sayonara. That says the hardcore military side of me, man. I just love these pro football warriors. My best friend and I should be in that Lions locker room to help motivate and coach. Hey, that would be fantastic, bro. If we went out and don't make the playoffs, I still think this season is a success, and I'm proud of this team. Yeah. You know what, Mellow Mo, you are right. But it's going to be hurt. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to lie. I'm a winner, bro. I love to win, period. Losing sucks. Just missing out sucks even more. Then you start to, what if we came back and beat the Eagles? What if we didn't do that against the Minnesota Vikings? What if we didn't do that against the Buffalo Bills? One win. I'm going to tell you what, bro. I'm going to keep it real. I rather the Lions get put out this week. I do. If they're not going to make it, don't take it down to week 18, bro, just to drop me on my head. I mean, part of me wants to be there, part of me doesn't, because I say it like this. If it comes down to week 18, the Lions going to miss out by one game, and that will destroy me. It will take me a while to get past that. It will. Now, if they lose this week and then they lose next week, then they weren't as close, and then you're like, well, but you're talking about one game. Even the tie. Is it a successful season? Yes. Yes, it is. We had more games than Matt Patricia. We've won currently. We've beat the Vegas odds of 6.5. We have more wins than Matt Patricia. We won 3 games last year. We're +4. And we have the possibility to win 8 or 9. So, yes, it was a success. On top of that, nobody thought we were going to be that good. However, if we lose, we miss out because of that tie. Oh, that's going to hurt. If we miss out, and don't let the Green Bay Packers, oh my God, don't let them make it. Don't let them make it at all. Mr. Poole says, retire Karen Rodgers in week 18. Fresh and Fly says, if it comes down to week 18 and the Packers get in and we don't, it'll be hard for me not to say SOL. There you go. Patty says I had them at 7-10. T says playoffs I want. Yeah, that tie is out. Hey, Mellow Mo, you saw my reaction, bro. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, when Kayvon Thibodeau sacked Tyler Heineke at like the 2-yard line, I was like, oh, man, let's go. I saw a safety coming. I saw a block punt. I'm like, the Giants going to win this game. The Giants are going to win this game. And then the Giants couldn't do anything. And that's why you're like, man, did they tie on purpose, bro? Did they tie on purpose? Because we beat them not too long ago. So anyway, y'all, it's going to be a big offseason, but we not done yet. We still got 2 games to go. Jonathan says, give me the playoffs. Absolutely. But for that to happen, Lions got to take care of business. We cannot win out and get in. Those days are over. Those were the 10-7 days. 10-7, we had a 90% chance, 96%. I think right now, if we went out, it's at 71. So this week, you are rooting for the Indianapolis coach just because. The Giants losing 2 would be fantastic. You are rooting for the New York Jets. You are rooting for the Minnesota Vikings, as much as that pains me. Okay? And you are rooting for the Cleveland Browns. I know a lot of y'all might have an issue. Some of y'all, I'm not sure. But if you can put that to the side for 1 week, we need a Cleveland Browns win. So appreciate y'all, man. Don't forget, on Saturday, there is New Era Detroit Lions, or New Era Lions, hosted by David Pike. Appreciate y'all for the uptick of the channel. I am going to be on camera probably, I'm thinking somewhere around February-ish. I'm going to go to IKEA, get me a desk. I'm looking at ceiling lighting, like studio lighting that can hang from the ceiling and light my desk and stuff like that. So that's going to be my off-season project, but I will be on camera. I want to sit in front of a desk, man, or at a desk, like, stuff like that. So we'll see. Y'all should see my setup now. It's literally like the Bat Cave. I have 4 monitors, one in front of me, one up in front of me, and 2 off to the side. It looks like the Bat Cave. So I am looking forward to trying something new. Really am. So with that being said, man, y'all take care of yourself. Patty says make sure you pick up some pants. Yeah. Y'all are a mess. My son is sick in bed. Yeah, my son, D-Mac, is getting over being sick. He's still got a little left. So hope you guys win your fantasy matchup, and we will see you. Well, you still got a little ways. I'll see you tomorrow.